Humans are restless creatures, aren't we? Always flitting about like butterflies in a hurricane. Immigration, the art of swapping one postcode for another, often with more vowels or consonants than you're used to, is more topical than a sunburn in Skegness. Globalization, that double-edged sword of opportunity and upheaval, has flung open borders and set the world in motion. But is it a merry dance of cultures or a scrum for limited resources? There's the rub. We might dream of a utopian world where everyone's welcome, but reality, as we know, has a nasty habit of biting us on the bum just when we're feeling optimistic. Immigration policies, those thorny thickets of rules and regulations, attempt to bring order to the chaos, but striking a balance between compassion and pragmatism is like trying to herd cats riding unicycles, messy and prone to unexpected consequences. So buckle up, dear reader, as we delve into this quagmire. Immigration controls, sounds simple enough, doesn't it? Like deciding how many biscuits to allow at a tea party. But it's a bit more complicated than that. Walls, whether physical or metaphorical, are tempting, aren't they? They promise security, a sense of control in an uncertain world, but walls have a nasty habit of trapping us as much as keeping others out, don't they? They stifle innovation, limit diversity, and make it rather hard to get a decent takeaway. Then there's the economic angle. Immigrants, those brave souls venturing into the unknown, often fill labor gaps, boost economies, and bring new skills. They contribute to the cultural tapestry, adding spice to the national dish, if you will. Of course, it's not always smooth sailing. Integration can be tricky, resources stretched, and tensions, well, they do have a tendency to simmer. Like a good curry, immigration can be both deliciously enriching and a tad fiery. The thorny issue of cultural superiority. Always good for a lively debate at a dinner party. It's tempting, isn't it, to believe that our way of life, our traditions, our bizarre rituals involving cheese rolling or Morris dancing are simply the best. But hold your horses, old bean. Who are we to judge? Culture, that glorious mishmash of beliefs, customs, and frankly baffling habits, is constantly evolving. It's not a competition, you see. It's about embracing the richness and diversity that different cultures bring to the table. Of course, tolerance has its limits. We needn't be accepting of practices that harm others or infringe on fundamental rights. But a healthy dose of cultural exchange can do wonders for broadening horizons and spicing up the national conversation. Think of it as a global potluck where everyone brings their most delicious dish, as long as it doesn't involve fermented herring. This is the million-dollar question, isn't it? How do we reconcile the desire for national identity with the realities of a globalized, interconnected world? It's like trying to make a souffle in a windstorm, tricky but not impossible. The key, perhaps, lies in finding that sweet spot between assimilation and preservation. We needn't abandon our cherished traditions, our shared history, or our fondness for queuing politely. But we can also embrace the vibrancy and dynamism that immigrants bring. It's about weaving a tapestry, a rich and complex fabric of different threads that together create something stronger, more resilient, and infinitely more interesting. It's about recognizing that our differences, far from being a source of division, are what make us human. After all, who wants to live in a world where everyone looks the same, thinks the same, and has the same taste in hats?